So, if you've ever created a Hive custom server in the past, you may have noticed that it lacked some features and that not everything always worked properly. Just yesterday, however, the Hive released a pretty massive update to their custom server system, and they overhauled quite a lot of things that players had issues with in the past. For example, presets work a lot better now, and you can easily play some of the community's favorite games like OPSG and Free Shop Treasure Wars. In this video, I'm going to talk about everything related to this new custom servers update on the Hive. I'll talk about all of the new features, show you how it works through highlights of my stream that I did on it, and discuss what this update means for the Hive going forward. Also, as always, I'll be giving you my opinions of the update as it stands at the moment. Be sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe if you're a fan of my content, and enjoy. Alright, so in typical fashion for the Hive, this update was released out of nowhere in the middle of a Friday afternoon. As of me making this video the day before it goes up, the Hive hasn't actually announced anywhere that the update is live other than a comment on the forums by Clankstar. The reasoning for this is because they released it on North American servers first just to sort of test it and make sure there was nothing majorly wrong with it. I assume that when this video goes up, the custom server update will be out on all regions or it'll come out soon after the video goes up. Still, as a result of the Hive not really announcing this update, I didn't hear about it until a couple hours after it went live. When I did find out about the update, however, I immediately started streaming on Twitch. The lower quality clips that you'll see for the rest of the video are mostly as a result of my stream, so just keep that in mind. Either way, one of the major things about this custom server update is the fact that presets work quite a lot better than they used to now. I'll show the clip that I showed in the intro again. When you used to try and load a preset in custom servers, it would just return an error. Now though, there's a lot more preset options and all of them actually work now. We'll start from the top in the presets menu. There's featured presets, which are popular custom game styles that are recommended by the Hive. In each of the 7 Hive minigames, there are 2 or 3 featured presets, and I'll go over all of them later in the video. Next up in the menu, however, you can load a preset by code. This means that if someone creates a preset that you want to try, they can give you a code and you can load it and try it for yourself. I think some really cool game modes are going to be created with this, and I'm excited to see what comes from it. Next up, we have the save preset button, which will let you create your own presets and then save them to share with others. It's like the opposite option of load preset, basically. There's also recent presets and saved presets, but I don't think I really need to go into those too much because they're fairly self-explanatory. You can repeat presets that you've done recently, and you can save ones that you like for the future. Moving on in the rest of the custom server menu, they've also changed how you can get people into your CS a little bit. If you played in custom servers before this update, you might remember that the code-only option used to not work, but it does now, and this is most likely going to be the way that you join custom servers. There's also open to all and friends only modes, where people can join off of your friends lists and friends of friends lists if you've got it on open to all mode, but for the most part, streamers are probably going to be using the code only mode now. I'll discuss my gripes with this later in the video, but for now, let's talk more about the custom server menu. One thing that you might notice that's gone that was there in the past is the timer for your CS to start. If you didn't know, there used to be a timer at the bottom of the screen whenever you were in the lobby of a custom server that would count down till the game starts. That's been removed now, along with the option in your custom server settings to extend the timer. Custom server lobbies aren't infinite now, they time out after about 15 minutes, but it's very interesting and also very convenient that they removed that. It used to be a pretty big hassle to always have to extend the timer if you forgot. Also in the custom servers menu, for some games, there are some new settings. For example, in every game, you can now change the world time and have it be day, night, or other times in between. You can also toggle the day and night cycle on and off if you want to. In Skywars, you can also now toggle on or off the build height limit. I guess you can theoretically build as high as you want now, but I will say that I haven't tested that. Someone should try it and let me know how high you can actually build in a comment because I'm genuinely curious now. The last new game setting that I could find was that now in Just Build, you can choose what topic you want the game to be instead of just giving you one of the Hive's pre-filled options. There is still a filter on what you can set the game theme to be, and apparently you'll get communication suspended if you put something in that's bad, but that hasn't stopped people from trying and sending me the results. Regardless, that's pretty much all of the new settings that I can find in the custom server update. However, I did say that I would go a little bit more in depth into the featured presets and talk more about what some of them are like. In Skywars, they have Cracked Skywars, which has OP ores and kills give you health. There's Death Tag, where blocks are the only items that you can get and everyone is a one-punch kill. And then there's also Second Chance, where you have 2 lives and you get to keep your inventory. The one that we ended up playing on my stream was Death Tag. It's really fun, but it can also get to be pretty hectic, especially if you leave your chat on. You just won't be able to see the top left corner of your screen. screen. Moving on to Treasure Wars, the featured presets there are Double Drop, where every spawner drops double loot, Free Shop, where literally everything is free, but you also only get 1 life, and Gold Rush, where you can only get gold for the entire game. The most well known out of all of these is definitely Free Shop, just because people have been doing that basically since custom servers became a thing. We also ended up playing Free Shop on my stream because of that. Everyone knew how to play it already. For survival games, their 3 featured presets were Deathmatch Frenzy, where you get maxed out loot but only 60 seconds until deathmatch, Hungry Games, where you don't get any loot and you have to fist fight to the death, and OPSG, where all of the items are really good and you get double health. OPSG is another one of those games that's fairly well known by the community, and it's honestly a godsend to have this be a featured preset now because you don't have to go through and spend 10 years setting up all the settings for it. I'm gonna go a little bit faster through the rest of the featured presets just because they're the games that I don't think as many of my viewers will care about. If you want to read what they're about, you can pause the video or go test them out for yourself. In Death Run, there's Power in Numbers, Slow and Steady, and Whoosh Run. Murder Mystery has Double Trouble and Zapper Frenzy. Hide and Seek has All the Blocks, Block Chase, and Simply Dirt. And finally, Just Build has Gone in 60 Seconds and Minimalist Marvels. But let's say that you want to change up one of the featured presets or just play something completely different. Well, that's where loading from a code comes in, which I talked about earlier in the video. Like I said, if someone else makes a code for a preset that they created, you can enter the code and play that preset. I guarantee that this is going to lead to some really creative and probably also pretty wacky game modes, but the one that we played on my stream was called SG Skywars, created by DZ. In this game mode, the ore spawns are kind of changed up a little bit so that it's like survival games loot. You get 1 respawn or 2 lives, and it's set on the map Bedrock. This game mode was pretty fun, and I'm sure that you guys can also come up with some pretty creative ones of your own, so if you make any, let me know what they are in a comment. If you share the code with me, I might even test it out at some point. Now, while this custom server update is really cool, there are a couple of issues that I have with it. They aren't really that significant, and none of them are game-breaking, but they are a couple of quality of life changes that I would like to see. First up, there's the fact that you can't ban players from your custom servers. Say you have someone that's cheating or that's been stream sniping you for a long time and you just don't want to deal with them anymore, it would be so easy just to get rid of them by being able to ban them from your custom server. I know Galaxite has this on their private games where you can just ban people and be done with them, and I'm not really sure why this isn't a feature yet on the Hive. I really hope we see this in the future because it would come in handy quite a lot. Next up is a small one, but when you're searching for names in the player list, you used to be able to see what rank each player had. You would see if they had Hive Plus or YouTube rank or a staff rank, but now you can't, and it's a feature that I didn't know that I would miss. The fact that it's been a thing in the past means that it's probably pretty easy to put back, so it's definitely another thing that I hope we see. The last issue that I have regarding the custom server update is the fact that it's kind of awkward to have people join off of your friends list now. In the past, when you would host custom servers, you would open it to everyone first, and then you would get a code that you could give to everyone so that they could join. If people were on your friends list though, they could join the game without the code. Now, however, the only way to get the code to give to other people is to put it into code only mode. People can't join off of your friends list this way though, and you have to click a few more extra buttons to let people join off of friends list afterwards. I know it's not that big of an issue and it's not something that necessarily needs to be changed, but it's just a quality of life thing that makes it kind of awkward for people trying to join off of friends list now. Still, don't let these issues detract from the update itself since it's still really cool. It's also a fairly significant one considering that it's the first major permanent update since the survival games refresh, which happened back in March. I know that there was the spring update with block drop and the Sonic update, but neither of those stuck around. This is the first permanent content that we've had in a while, and I'm really happy to see it. I hope that this will lead to more permanent content coming in the near future, and I would assume that it will. I mean, we've got the coming soon NPC in the hub, and there's still stuff like Swarms and Replay which are rumored to be coming out soon as well. We will have to wait and see, but this custom servers update is definitely a step in the right direction. That's all I've got to say, however, and I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I make quite a lot of my content based around updates on Minecraft Bedrock Edition servers and specifically the Hive. If you enjoyed this video about the custom servers update, I bet you'll enjoy a lot of my other videos as well. Also, before we end, as always, I want to give a huge shout out to all of my YouTube channel members. They support me for $4.99 a month and they get some cool perks like getting their names on screen at the end of every video that I post. If you'd like to check out what other perks they get or become a channel member for yourself, you can do so by clicking the join button next to the subscribe button or by clicking the members link in the description. Once again, thank you to all of my members for supporting me and thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.